All right. Give me a mic check if you can hear me. Just left one class. I'm fixing my camera here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You got to trade up because obviously this is the forefront, but we are doing psychology tonight. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? So just do a quick psychology lesson tonight. A lot of us are in a trade right now, so some of y'all ain't. That's why I'm a little bit flustered. I was just teaching a class, so I got to periodically go through that. But hey, welcome. Periodically look back at that. Welcome. My name is Mr. Green, and I am one of the Phantoms here at TradePhantoms, and we are going to do trading psychology tonight, part of this Tuesday series. So, we just, could be 15 minutes, could be 30 minutes, could be 45 minutes, just talking about, the keys to, why, a lot of traders and investors struggle to get to profitability, and just talking about the mental game, the mental part of it. So today's agenda, all right, obviously how to avoid trading emotionally. That's what we're trying to do here. Today's topic is unlocking your true potential. All right. So obviously everything is copyrighted. So no recordings, none of that stuff, no videos. We have no guarantees of profit or success. And TradePhantoms is an educational institution, meaning we teach you how to do it. We don't tell you what to do. We hold your hand. But yes, we're teaching you to be the analyst. So what is your true potential? Yeah, we're live, Jason. We're live. So we're and like I said, I'm in a big trade right now, so I do gotta periodically go back and look at that, just to get an idea. So when you talk about what is your true potential, how do you unlock it? How do you guys think you unlock your true potential? I want some chat room participation here. How do you unlock your potential? Because everybody has potential. How do you maximize your potential? Because what do they say? You're using 10% of your brain or some shit like that. How do you unlock it? There's a lot of ways, but I've got my own opinion of it. Share in the chat. How do you unlock your true potential? All good answers. Answers are all right. There's no perfect way to do any of this. My personal opinion, to unlock to maximize your brain power. Obviously, we're doing this, gearing on trading and investing, but obviously to make yourself Joe Dirt, like it, baby. Obviously, we're connecting this to trading and investing, but what I would say is, look at that thing is coming back down. That'll be a home run tonight if that works out the right way. So, what I was gonna say to you guys is this. In my opinion, I talked about, I'm very consistent about the brain, the subconscious mind, the way it works. Is your brains are wired through a lifetime of memories, thoughts, actions, feelings, and it's a library. It stores them all. It stores everything. Just fucking stores them up there. All right, and they affect us on a day-to-day basis. You may not buy into it, the subconscious mind, but you should. You should, because we're all on robot mode. There's no question about it. You don't have to think about how to brush your teeth, right? You just know how to do it. It's ingrained in your head. So when we talk about unlocking true potential, meaning to unlock, if you're gonna have to unlock something, that means there's something in the way, right? Does that make sense? If I'm trying to if I'm trying to unlock a door, something's in front of that door blocking me. Give me a yes if that makes sense. Now, how do I unlock it? Well, my experiences tell me this. The best way to unlock your true potential is to take a look at the past and what's brought you to this point in your life. To take a look at things you've achieved, things you've failed, things you've quit, things you're still involved in, and to take a look at your past experiences and how you've handled them. A lot of people don't like to do that because when you start unlocking the past, you see a lot of things you might not like. I get the point. I get the point, Jason. But stay with me. Stay with me. What I'm trying you to look at, and I agree with that. There's no such thing as failure. All right. In my opinion, though, failing is quitting. If you quit, you fail. That would be I'll stick by that. If you stick something out, then it's not failure, even if it's not working out the way you want to do it. So think of things, instead of using the word failure, think of things that you've quit, right? And we've all quit things. My dad used to tell me all the time, he'd be like, Anthony, you quit everything you do, right? And he was right. I did. I'd start something, I'd quit it. I'd start something, I'd quit it. I was a kid, but I didn't see things through, and through years of reflection and training and all that stuff, I stopped quitting. But people don't like to look at the past, because when you start looking at the past, you realize that 99% of the stuff that's happening in your life right now is based off of your own actions. People don't want to believe that. I had a rough upbringing. I was born here, or I was born in poverty. I'm a minority. You could be a lot of different things. And I don't want you to think for a second that I don't have empathy for that, because I do. I do. And those things do factor into our lives. But my question is this: what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? It's well put, Jason. And what I mean by that is, look, you're talking to a guy that grew up lower middle class in a bad area in Massachusetts, in Brockton. Grew up, got in a lot of trouble, I wasn't set up for success, so I come from that area, all right? I was not set for success in my personal journey, like a lot of you weren't, okay? So I understand it. I came from that side of the street. And, I got well into street life, selling, eventually doing drugs, drug addiction, bad, alcoholism, all that stuff, trauma. I ended up joining the Marine Corps, got out, turned my life around, went right back to the same stuff. Eventually, at one point, I had to realize this, okay? That my life was in destruction because of my own actions. That I have the power to change my life. Ready? Here's the answer. I have the power to change my life if I have the ability to look at myself and how I affect my situations honestly, and am I willing to make those changes? And most people aren't. That's life. Most people aren't. Most people don't have that thing, whether it's pride, ego, vulnerability, whatever it is. That's what's keeping people from their true potential. Just my opinion. We're talking self-reflection, people. We're talking take a hard look in the mirror. Okay? Because trading and investing is just like any other endeavor you've ever started. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. You don't need to be smart. You need to have some grit. You can't quit. You got to keep firing. All right. And I mean, Jason, that's the game. It's personal growth. Yeah, and I mean Red Rock, and and I like where you're coming from because it to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you're using that as a chip on your shoulder, which I like. I went through my whole life with like a chip on my shoulder, you know? Like, I had a lot of verbal and physical abuse growing up. So my whole life was like, oh, if you don't think I can do something, good. I'll show you I can. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. I'm an African American, You don't think I can do this? Good. Go F yourself. I can do it. I like that. I like it. I'm cool with that. That's like the Tom Brady disease, right? 6th-round draft pick. You don't think I can do it? Okay. Okay. I like that. You got to be healthy about it. You got to be healthy about it, but at the same time, you can't overdo it because then you can become vengeful and hateful. But you got to unlock it. This is I'll go back to Tom Brady again. If Tom Brady wanted to be a professional FX trader, he would be one. He could do it. He could start off knowing nothing, and he has that thing inside of him that says he can do it. He believes in himself. All right? Surrounds himself with the right people. Guys, the tools are always the same. They're always the same. There's no magic pill here. Okay? There's no magic pill. It's all in your mind. We talked about this last week. Think, feel, act. Think, feel, act. Think, feel, act. Jared, think about it, right? The failure rate, if we really want to talk about life, what's the upper echelon of rich people? 1-2%? There's more poor and middle class people than wealthy people. People quit. Now listen, you might be born into a situation that you may never get to the elite. Because, there is a timeline on life. Hear me out on this. Okay? There's a lot of people that in this world, the people with the money in the world right now were born into it. Okay? They were born into it. But, I always look at it as, if you weren't born into it and you're trying to create it, you got to be realistic about what you're trying to do. The next generation that's coming after you, your kids, your grandkids, if you're having them, your nieces, your nephews, right? They're going to catch breaks that you didn't catch. But the only way to do that, right, to do that is you got to look at yourself. I think it was Jason earlier said, I think he said it perfectly. I'm my best friend, I'm my worst enemy. Guys, we get in the way of our own success, period. That's it. It's that little voice up in our head. It helps us, and then it can hurt us. And you've got to be cognizant of that. You've got to be cognizant of that. All right? So my advice to you this week is just, like I tell you every week, is to be self-reflective. When something happens in the moment during your trading, when you place a trade, whether it's a winner or a loser, and you want to journal about it, don't just journal the technicals and the fundamentals and all that stuff. Journal the emotions. What was going on? Were you tired? Were you hungry? Were you, all that stuff. All that stuff's important. All right? So, other than that, quick session tonight because there is a lot of trading going on with the New Zealand Central Bank that I've got to pay attention to because I got money at stake. And I got a news announcement coming out. So I'll see y'all here next week. And last thing, for those of you, so there's a lot of you in the room right now that are Trade Phantoms. Those of you that are not, we'd love you to come check us out. at TradePhantoms.com. You can start off with a free class. We have one this Friday. I know it's Thanksgiving. We like to do them on Thursdays, but we're going to do it on Friday. Okay? It's a combination. I already did, Jared. You're behind the ball, man. We're in the red. It's a combination of both, though, who just wrote that. It is. But you have to, Red Rock, you have to always look at yourself. Because you might not be surrounded by the right people, but, it's kind of like that old saying, once you let the toothpaste out the tube, awareness comes into play, right? So as I'm speaking these words tonight, that now allows to say someone doesn't have an excuse anymore, right? It's like when someone told me I was an alcoholic and they showed me straight up why I was an alcoholic, I couldn't justify it anymore. I had to make a choice, right? I was either in or I was out. You guys are all, I know we're doing trading and investing here, but you guys are all on your own personal journey, which is awesome. The fact that you're even on it. Most people aren't. Most people don't even have the courage to step into a personal journey, right? Embrace the journey. Embrace the anxiousness, the happiness, the depression, all the feelings that come with it. Just embrace it. Don't fight it. Embrace the ups and downs. Because that's trading and that's life. Trading's no harder than working at Macy's. It comes into belief. People just get that voice in their head where they're like, I can't do this. Why? Why can't you do this? I don't buy into that, man. I've seen some really, really people that were not book smart do very well at this. So for those of you that are not part of our community already, this doesn't apply to you. We ask you if you'd like to come check us out. We do have a membership program, and we have a Black Friday sale coming up. So that's something you can take advantage if you're not a member. But we have a complimentary workshop this Friday that I'll be teaching how the markets really work. So we'll talk about our IOF strategy and basically the core of what makes a solid professional trader and investor. So you can just come here to TradePhantoms.com, sign up for it. You'll get an email and a call from me or a text. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday night. Other than that, we love to see you in the class. Other than that, for those of you that are phantoms, pay attention to the chat because we are in that New Zealand yen trade, Jared. I would go up, look at the chat. We're in that trade, so I got to monitor that. And there's a New Zealand news announcement coming out at 10 o'clock, so I want to pay attention to that. So everybody have a good night. I'm Mr. Green, and I'm done. Obviously, you can hear it in my voice. I'm sick, so long day of teaching. Good day. Guys, peace. Have a safe night.